I was hopeful that we would have really considered Representative Quam's amendment to prioritize putting solar on non-tillable marginal land and to really stay away from our prime tillable agricultural land, which makes us a leader in agriculture. And so today I am offering an amendment, and hopefully you'll look at this very favorably. I'm asking for $250,000 to go towards a study. So this is not in any way to stop the solar that is going in. It is to study the effects. I'm offering to take the U of M extension bill, money, $250,000, to do a study that would look specifically at the number of acres of prime farmland that has gone into solar in the last 5 years. What is the solar capacity of those systems, of what has been installed? What are the effects of the rent prices that's happening in the agricultural areas? And then to really have a very useful study on what impacts is this happening on the prices of land, the production, and how this is affecting our state in a bigger way. So that is my amendment, and I hope that we can look favorably upon that. Again, thank you, members, for listening to this amendment. I think we really need to give this some strong consideration here in this body. Again, there is a saying that hindsight is 20/20 vision. And there's a reason why. Once we're out in front of something, we can easily look back, and we can very easily determine at that point if that was a good idea or a bad idea based on the results that we're actually seeing in real time. Right now, with the 2040 bill being passed, this is a very dangerous time because of the time frame. This is such a short time frame for us to get to carbon free. What this is doing, again, is it's falsely driving the market up for our land. Investors know that we are going to have to put so much solar into Minnesota, so many wind turbines into Minnesota to reach this goal. Investors are rushing to Minnesota and buying up our land, which should be concerning to everyone in this body. Now, we are not asking to stop solar. We are asking for a reasonable request to study the impacts on what putting solar on prime farmland is doing to our economy and is doing to our state. Mr. Speaker, I would like to ask Representative Acomb to yield to a question. I just wanted to know, right now, what percentage of solar are we using on our energy grid is being used by solar? And then what is our goals with the 2040? How much of our energy will be solar?
That's a good question. I think that overall renewables make up about a quarter of our energy production, and I don't know, I think it's much more wind than solar, so I'm not exactly sure of the exact amount, but less than 12 and a half. So I think it's less than half for sure of the quarter that's renewables.
On the MISO grid right now today, the MISO grid shows that we are pulling out of our energy, 2% is coming to solar. 2% we're getting from solar production. You're correct, it is probably more like a quarter, but the majority of that's coming from the wind. However, I didn't hear the answer to what is our goal with the 2040 plan of how much of our energy is going to be coming from solar.
Representative Acomb.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And thank you, Representative Altendorf, for the question. I don't have that answer. I think that as we look at the 100% clean energy bill, we have over 25% of our energy comes from nuclear, which is carbon-free. We have wind, we have solar, and we need to decrease our dependency on coal and natural gas. So more. I don't know that I have an answer, but I think that we need to be moving in the direction of significantly more.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Representative. Again, my concern is very clear, that we do not have these answers today. We don't have the answers in this body as we're moving towards the 2040 energy plan, and that's exactly why I am asking this body to invest in a study for us to very thoroughly look at what is going to be the impacts of putting solar on prime farmland, because we have options. This is not an all or nothing type of a deal. We have options to put solar on land that is not usable by the farms. We have options to put solar over parking lots. We have options to put solar on rooftops. And so what this amendment is offering is for us to study very carefully the impacts on our agriculture, as again, we'll reiterate, we are 5th in the nation in agriculture. We have $16.7 billion of agriculture production that is coming to the state. And it is detrimental to the state of Minnesota for us to cut into that, or for us to be doing something that could be damaging our agriculture. So members of this body, please, I ask you to support. It's a simple study. Please support this amendment, and let's study the impacts on agriculture.
All those in favor of adopting the A38 amendment, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. No. The motion does not prevail, and the A38 amendment is not adopted.